Okay, so I might ruffle a few feathers. Let's just start off by looking at the smiley face, think some happy thoughts, talk to your spirit guide, whatever it is you do. Okay, we all feeling good, feeling comfortable? All right, let's begin. Most of us have been taught that to create good UX, to create compelling and successful products, you have to balance business needs and user needs. And that's fair enough. You can't go through life just pissing off all your stakeholders. It doesn't really work. And even if your users really love what you're doing, if it's not going to make a profit, sometimes it's dead in the water. But on the flip side, if business pays too much attention to its own needs, that can be just as disastrous. And really, that's usually the more common problem. So yeah, we have to pay attention to business requirements, especially if we're working with clients, but the business side doesn't really need our help, right? They have plenty of people focusing on that. And it's a pretty common, slide any second now, it's a pretty common UX mantra that's finally taking hold in the industry somewhat, that you can't just focus on business needs and what you think people want. You have to focus on people, and you have to focus on their problems. So I think it's fair to say that our most important role is being user advocates, especially because we often are the only ones that can be seen and heard pushing back against those business requirements when it turns out they just don't make sense. And lucky for us, that approach turns out to be worth a lot of money. And we're good at it. If Jared Spool's $300 million Amazon button doesn't prove that, then the steady rise of UX professional salary surely does. And that's cool. We like money, right? But we love the work. And I can't imagine why you would get into this line of work in the tech industry if you didn't like helping people. Right? And as it turns out, user experience professionals tend to have above average levels of empathy. Right? We like helping people. We want our work to matter. And it turns out that empathy is a great piece of professional tool for us. And a well-renowned user experience professional, Donna Spencer, has this to say about it. The person creating the IA must genuinely care about understanding the people who will use the site, and be willing to represent their needs and go to bat for them when the pressure is on. Strong statement, but this one is stronger. If you don't genuinely care about the people who are going to use whatever it is you're working on, then perhaps you need to ask whether you should be working on this project. Which brings me to my central question. We are creative and effective problem solvers that really have a passion for helping people and for furthering the world via good design. So why? Why are we helping Nike sell more shoes? And I realize that this question is a little hyperbolic, right? I don't mean to make you feel judged, but I do mean to make you think about how your work affects the bigger picture. Because in this profession, I don't think that we reflect on that enough. Especially since so much of us are professionally unhappy. We're often working for organizations or clients that just want us to make things look pretty, or that are so monolithic our work doesn't see the light of day for years, or worst of all, people that hire us for our expertise, but they never really trust our judgment. They use the UX department as kind of a hamster wheel where decisions go to die. They can just test and retest until you barely know who you are anymore. And meanwhile, there are huge problems that need to be solved. And don't kid yourselves, these are information problems, at least in part. And hey, if you're already working on some of this stuff, awesome. Kudos to you. And I promise I understand that I'm being a little bit unfair and public, okay? It's a hard decision to make, because if you decide to do social good, you often have to leave substantial amounts of money on the table year after year. And having to choose between that and financial stability for yourself and for your family is a heartbreaking choice that no one should have to make. So instead of leaving you with like 3 things you can do to fix this while brushing your teeth, I'm going to invite you to focus on a problem. Dan Pallotta, who gave an excellent TED Talk, has this to say. We have a visceral reaction to the idea that anyone would make very much money helping other people. This is a wicked problem, but it's an information problem. And if we can somehow make it so that we can do well for others and also do well for ourselves, I think that's going to create an explosion of social good in the world. That's a problem worth solving, and I truly believe that we have the skills to solve it. And maybe that is how we could do better. Thank you.